Now, live from KUSI, this is Good Business San Diego.
Hi, I'm Roy Robertson. Welcome to Good Business San Diego, where we bring you information about what's important to you, your home, your family, your community. And today we start by talking about your health and well-being. The following portion of Good Business San Diego is sponsored by Jackson House. According to the National Institutes of Health, 1 in 5 adults are living with some form of mental illness. Now, sometimes we can manage the issues on our own, but oftentimes we may need some help. So this morning we welcome back Dr. Bruce Figuered, the president of Jackson House, a residential mental health treatment center which offers options for dealing with mental health and addiction, which are close to home and individualized for each client. We'll talk more about it today with Bruce. So, Dr. Figuered, it's a startling statistic, 1 in 5. I know it's really hard to generalize, but can we find a way to wrap our head around why it is that this has become such a prevalent problem?
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of reasons, and I think a lot of it has to do with stress. I think some of it has to do with some societal changes.
Sure.
You know, that with people spending more time on social media and personal devices and withdrawing and isolating more. I mean, I think there's a confluence of like a lot of factors that have really kind of fed into that. In our post-pandemic world, you know, like we are kind of living in a little bit of different world from what we were living in before the pandemic, you know, because of a number of different reasons. But I think as a country, or just, you know, kind of across the globe, I think people are still kind of coming to grips with how that period of time impacted their life, and then how they're getting back to coping more normally, you know, like in this post-pandemic world.
Kind of makes sense because they go hand in hand with the isolation during the pandemic, and then maybe the over-reliance on social media at its worst can be a bad influence, right? And
there's just a study in Britain that looked at young workers in the workplace, and they found that they, on average, had a 220% higher likelihood of having depression than their older coworkers. And so those younger coworkers that might have been, you know, entering into adulthood or in college when all the lockdowns happen, I mean, I think that they're like, that population especially is still really struggling. There's a lot more isolation in the younger population as well, so that people are reporting chronic loneliness as an issue. They have more difficulty making friends. They have more difficulty, you know, establishing social connections with people. And so all of that stuff, like, together, I think is a real big problem.
So these are the issues that you're dealing with every day at Jackson House. So let's tell people about Jackson House that may be watching for the first time. It is a residential facility. It's voluntary. People are coming to you. What are they hoping to get out of it? What do you offer?
Okay, so more specifically, we have residential treatment and we also have outpatient treatment. And so when people come to us, they give us a call. We talk to them about, like, why are you calling us? And we check to see if they have insurance. You know, that insurance will pay. We're in network with all the insurance companies. And then we do an assessment to determine which level of care sort of matches what they need. And so, like, if you have really severe depression or severe substance problem, then you'd go into a residential treatment center. If you have less severe depression or less severe addiction problems, you might, you know, be appropriate for an outpatient level of care.
So this is all individualized, and that's where the assessment comes in to determine what the level of care is going to be, right?
Exactly.
Okay, so oftentimes for families, and we know that there's plenty of families that are watching that are dealing with relatives that are struggling with these issues, what words would you share with them as to how to help motivate somebody to get the help that they need?
Yeah, I mean, there's still a little bit of a stigma associated with getting help for addiction or for mental health. You know, if you have a knee problem or you have a dental problem, like, you just go to the doctor and you ask for help. But there still is a little bit of a stigma. So I think getting past the stigma first, and then secondly, giving someone a call, giving Jackson House a call or another professional a call in order to start to address the issue. Because there is treatment, there is help available. And if people do get help and they do get treatment, people get better and they stay better.
And as I mentioned when we did the introduction here, the facilities are close to home, so that's something that people can access right here in San Diego County.
Absolutely, yes. We have treatment centers in San Diego, La Mesa, Temecula, Riverside, Ventura, Oregon, and soon in Idaho.
Okay, great. So thanks for coming in. Always good to talk to you. Always learn so much. Appreciate it.
Great, thank you.
Find out more by going to jacksonhousecares.com. The preceding portion of Good Business San Diego was sponsored by Jackson House, and we'll be right back.